Help me to reach 2,000 subscribers. I stared at the message glowing on my phone like a burning brand pressed against my chest. Don't call me. Just 3 words, but they sliced through me as if she had reached into my ribs and ripped something vital out. My thumb trembled as I typed back. Don't come home. I did not think, I just reacted. Weeks of tension had been simmering into something poisonous under my skin. My heart pounded so loud I could hear it in my ears. The room around me blurred, the quiet hum of the ceiling fan suddenly sounding like a warning siren in a war zone. 10 minutes passed. My phone erupted. 20 missed calls. I froze. The world felt still yet unbearably loud. The screen kept buzzing, her name flashing again and again. Emma. My wife. The woman whose laughter once felt like sunlight on my face now looked like a stranger trapped in my phone begging to be heard. I did not answer. My thoughts churned like storm clouds ready to burst. Something inside me had snapped. Weeks of unexplained late nights, whispered calls in the hallway, sudden changes in passwords, and her perfume lingering even when she said she had been at the office late. I had swallowed every doubt, every pang of fear, convincing myself love meant trust. But trust without truth felt like drowning with a smile. My chest ached as memories slammed into me. Her soft smile when she said she was tired. The way she pulled away from my touch lately. The coldness in her eyes when she thought I was not looking. It felt like I had been holding onto shards of glass thinking they were a lifeline. The phone buzzed again. I stared at it, unable to move. A shaky breath escaped my lips. I wanted to call her. Hear her voice. Believe her. Believe us. My heart begged for a lie that would let me sleep again. But something deeper inside whispered that this storm had been building for a long time, and denial only delayed the lightning. I walked to the window, gripping the edge of the curtain as if the fabric could steady me. Outside, the evening sky bled orange into purple, the kind of sunset that once made us sit close and dream about forever. Today, it looked like the end of something beautiful and the beginning of something I never asked for. I could hear my pulse. My lungs felt tight, like my body was bracing for impact. The calls stopped. Silence filled the room. A suffocating silence that felt louder than her frantic ringing. Then a text appeared. Please answer. Please. I need to talk to you. It is not what you think. My grip tightened on the phone. The words twisted painfully in my chest. Not what I think. Every person who ever betrayed someone probably said those same 5 words. My mind felt split in 2. One part of me craved her explanation, her reassurance, her love. The other part felt like it was staring at a cliff edge, realizing she had been pushing me closer step by step. Anger simmered, but beneath it was fear. Fear that my world was not breaking. Fear that it had already shattered and I had not noticed the pieces falling. Another message popped up. I am coming home. My breath caught. My heart pounded harder. My fingers trembled around the phone. No. She was not supposed to come home. I had said the words. I had set the boundary. I had tried to protect myself. Yet the moment she wrote she was coming, something in me cracked again. I felt sick. Hope and dread collided in my stomach like twisted metal in a crash no one walks away from cleanly. I whispered into the empty room, voice trembling. What happened to us, Emma? Just then, headlights swept across the living room walls. A car pulled into the driveway. Footsteps followed. Rapid. Desperate. The front door rattled. My pulse spiked so fast I had to steady myself against the table. Everything felt as if the earth had paused, holding its breath with me. And in that suspended moment, one terrifying truth echoed inside me. Whatever waited on the other side of that door was going to change everything. The door swung open and she rushed inside. Her face was pale, eyes red as if tears had already carved paths down her cheeks. Her breath came in sharp bursts and the sight of her shook me. She looked like a person running from a burning building. Why didn't you answer? She whispered, voice trembling. Why would you text me that? I did not move. I kept my arms folded across my chest, as if holding myself together was the only thing keeping me from collapsing. Where were you? My voice sounded calm, too calm. A quiet before destruction. She blinked, startled. Her fingers clenched around her phone. Work. I told you I had a late review meeting. No, I shook my head slowly. Try again. Her lips parted, panic flickering in her gaze. I swear, that is where I was. My heart twisted. I recognized that tone. Defensive, shaky, reaching for control. I knew it too well. Because I had used it once long ago when I was afraid of losing her over something small I lied about. Only this time, it was not small. And she was not the one who had been betrayed. I walked past her, grabbed my jacket, and tossed a folded paper on the coffee table. Her eyes followed it. Confusion turned to dread. Her hand shook as she picked it up. A printed phone bill. Times, locations, patterns that did not align with office hours. Frequent calls to one number. His name was saved only as an initial. D. Her lips trembled. She pressed a hand to her mouth. You tracked my calls. Her voice choked somewhere between disbelief and guilt. No, my voice wavered despite my efforts to sound steady. I tracked the truth. She stared at the page like it was alive, like it might leap up and tear her apart. The silence stretched, heavy and raw, until finally she swallowed hard. It is not what you think, she whispered again, but the conviction was gone. It sounded like someone clinging to a sinking ship. I felt something sting behind my eyes. I hated that. Hated that she still had that power. Say his name, I demanded softly. She flinched as if struck. Daniel. The name punched the air out of my lungs. I expected rage to explode, for something to shatter inside me. Instead, I felt a numb coldness drip through my veins. It scared me more than anger ever could. How long? My voice cracked. She stared at the floor. Every second she did not answer was another knife twisting deeper. 6 months. My legs weakened. My breath shook. 6 months meant anniversaries, holidays, nights where she held me and lied without blinking. 6 months meant memories I loved now felt like poison. Why? I breathed. She squeezed her eyes shut. I do not know. I was lonely. You were distant. We kept fighting. I felt invisible and he listened. Her excuses hit me like shards of ice. Because every word carried truth. I had been distant. Working late. Exhausted. Caught in routine. Maybe I had stopped seeing her the way I once did. But love is not leaving when it is hard. Love is choosing someone even when storms come. I had chosen her. She chose someone else. So you decided to punish me by destroying us. I whispered. Tears streamed down her face. No. It wasn't like that. I messed up. I messed up so badly. I love you. That sentence felt hollow. Empty. Like a key that once opened my heart but now only scraped metal against metal without ever turning the lock. I stepped back. She reached for my hand but I pulled away as if her touch burned. Please, she sobbed. Talk to me. Don't throw this away. We can fix it. Fix it. As if trust was a vase you could glue together and pretend the cracks were beautiful. You texted me not to call you, I said softly. Were you with him? Her silence answered louder than a scream ever could. A sound escaped me. A broken, painful sound I did not recognize as my own. She dropped to her knees, grabbing my hand again, desperate. I ended it today. I swear. That is why I texted you. I needed space to think, to breathe. I realized I wanted you. Only you. A cruel irony slashed through me. She chose me after breaking me. Chose me when she realized the fantasy did not feel like home. I was her backup plan. Her safety net. It hurt more than betrayal. You chose him, I whispered. And you only came back when you were done tasting the other side. She flinched like I hit her. I thought you would fight for me, she whispered, voice barely audible. I thought you would prove I mattered. I stared at her, stunned by the warped logic. Loyalty should not need a test. Her sobs filled the room. I watched her fall apart and still, a part of me wished I could hold her. That was the cruelest pain. Loving someone who broke you. You didn't lose me because you cheated, I said quietly. You lost me because you wanted to see if you could replace me, then expected me to wait. She covered her face, shaking with sobs. I walked to the door. My hand rested on the knob. My heart felt shredded, but something inside me was clear for the first time. "Where will you go?" she cried behind me. I turned my head slightly. "Somewhere I am not a choice you reconsider when you get bored or lonely." She stood slowly, voice cracking. "I am pregnant." The room spun. My breath seized. Everything stopped. A tear slid down her cheek. "And I don't know who the father is." The floor felt like it disappeared beneath me. My world collapsed without sound. She reached toward me again, shaking violently. "Please, don't leave me." I stared at her hand, the same hand that vowed forever. The same hand that reached for someone else when I wasn't looking. My voice broke as I whispered, "You already left me." Then I walked out, the door closing softly behind me, but the sound felt louder than 1,000 screams. Inside me, something shattered forever, and something else finally learned to breathe.